Last few minutes here, let's get into some fun stuff. Some tangible things outside from mindset that we can actually take and apply to our business. So let's do some role playing, bro. So you say ring ring, I'll say hello, and you'll hit me with some scripts.
Okay, what are we dialing?
You whatever you want to do, bro. I mean, we could do some instance, we could do some internet leads, we can do the CRM, we could do some mail. How about this? 1 for internet leads, 2 for mail. Let's light up the chat. 1 for internet leads, 2 for mail. So that way everybody can kind of do that. Okay, we got 111s. All right, dude. So we're gonna go with internet leads. All right, you say ring ring, I'll say hello.
Ring ring.
Hello, this is Jesse.
Hey Jesse, this is Gage. I'm just getting back to you about that online inquiry you put in for some general life insurance. It's the one where you put down your date of birth is 5/5/1994 and an older and current address of 555 Success Lane. Is that you?
Oh, wait, hold on. 1-2 what? Victory Lane?
No, so 555 Success Lane. It's an older current address.
Oh, yeah. That's my current address. I heard you wrong.
Okay, perfect. So the purpose of this call was simply just to verify the information that you provided us so we can get back to correct quotes here, Jesse. Now, with all these programs, they're all simplified issued non-medical. So what that means for you, sir, is there's no blood work, urine, or any physical exams required by any doctors or nurses. Truly, the state has simplified
the process. Hey, excuse me, Gage. I'm not really that interested in this. You know, I've already got a program.
I'm not interested either, Jesse.
Yeah.
But you know that I have to do a job. I'm imagining you have to do a job as well. But you sent in this request, so I just got to get this information back out to you. Now, with these being simplified issued, I just need to ask you some simple health questions and figure out what the quotes are going to be for you. Now, we've been doing everything virtually now. So if you go ahead and go grab a pen or pencil for me, we can knock it out right now.
Oh, man, I'm actually driving right now.
Hey, I totally understand. I kind of just popped up on you right now. Jesse, are you working, retired, or disabled?
Still working here, bud.
Okay, do you get off around 5 or 6 traditionally, or do you work nights or weekends?
Yeah, I'm usually home about 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Okay, cool. So I don't have a 6 p.m. or a 6:15, but what I can do is I can put you down for a 6:30 call back, and we can get out these quotes to you so you know what options you got available to you. Does that sound fair enough?
You know, I've already got a program taken care of. I got the set up here. I got through my bank.
Perfect, Jesse. That'll make my job a lot easier. If you just have that policy handy and that information, we can compare apples to apples and make sure there's no gaps in your coverage or you're not overpaying. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, sounds good, man.
Okay,
hey,
perfect.
How much is this going to cost, Gage?
So that's exactly why I'm calling to figure out what programs you have available to you. But do you take text messages on this phone? I know you're driving.
Yeah, I sure do.
So what I'm going to do, Jesse, I'm going to send you over a text with all my information and the number I'll be calling you off of, because this is the office line here. If you can just go ahead and save my number or shoot me back a thumbs up so I know you got that text message, I'll look forward to speaking with you at 6:30 this evening.
All right, that sounds good. What was your name again, sir?
Gage, like a 12 gauge or tire gauge, sir.
Oh, don't shoot me, man. I don't like that.
Not at all, my man.
You gonna hit me with that thing?
I'm gonna send you a text message now. You drive safe.
All right, thanks, man. Guys, like, did you hear there was like this much room for me to talk? He left zero room for me to give objections. Did you guys notice that? What was the line you said? Because I don't think you go through the script pretty quick, but what was the line you said so everybody has it, where you were talking about the address?
I guess I don't know what you mean by that.
So you said this is a new or old, or
yes,
old or new?
This is new. This is current or old. And I say that, Jesse, because you know how many times they're like, wrong address, boop! Like they're looking for an opportunity to hang up on you. Yep. So if you say, 555 Success Lane, is this an old or current address? Now they can say old, or now they'll say current, versus like, nope, that's the wrong one. Like they're looking for you to be wrong because they're questioning you.
Right.
Now, if you say old or current, it just opens up the door to be wrong a little bit more. And I've just seen that it's helped a lot more. And, a tip that I would give when you're a new agent, and and you're getting a lot of people to hang up on you at the beginning, is just say, ring, ring, hey, Jesse, this is Gage. I'm not a telemarketer. I'm actually getting back to you in regards to the request you sent in. That little word track right there is going to buy you 2, 3, 4, 5 extra seconds on the phone, which, as many of you know who've been on the phones, is an eternity. So just add that little tidbit in the beginning of your intro to buy yourself a little bit more time, because at the end of the day, Jesse, all the phones is learning how to communicate and getting them to where you want to go. And so many people are like, hey man, you have a script, man. You know, what's your script? What's that script? It's like, dude, all a script is structure. I promise you guys. Like, so many people get caught up thinking that these magic words are going to make them these magic sales. And that's not the case. All a script is gives you structure on how to lead the conversation. Where the hell you say in between really doesn't matter. And I think that so many people get caught up thinking that they have to say this script word for word. Now you sound like a freaking robot, and now you're not yourself. Like, guys, you have to understand, when you're yourself, you'll book a lot more appointments. When you're yourself, you'll give a lot more presentations. All a script is structure. That's it. Like, you need to have your own words. And how I am advising my agents is literally just, hey, say this out loud 5, 6, 10 times, so you get the idea of where to go next. You get the idea of what you should say next. But whatever the hell you say in between that doesn't matter. Like, for my in-home, in-person people, like, there's 4 aspects of a script. It's identification or verification, the first part. You want them to understand you're not a telemarketer, and that you know who they are. So we need to get that information out as soon as possible. So you've identified, you know who they are, and you're not a telemarketer. And then you transition into explaining to what we do. It's non-medical, simplified issue. We don't need to do any blood work or any physical exams. All we need to do is ask you some simple health questions. Now you're working retired, disabled. Now that's the third part of the script. It's just clearing the schedule, figuring out if they're working, figuring out if they're retired, figuring out if they're disabled. And then the fourth part is just booking the appointment and submitting the appointment. So think about that. Identifying, explaining what we do, clearing the schedule, booking the appointment. Whatever the hell you say in between that doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You just have to hit those 4 concepts and get that information out, so then you can book an appointment. Now, obviously, you're doing one call closes. It's going to be a little bit different. I think it's just verification, explain what we do, and then going into the power questions is what I like to call it. Are you sitting somewhere where you can write down some information? Now, am I the first person you've been able to speak to about this? So you've been looking around. Like, I have power questions that we utilize. I can share them with you if you guys want, but they're just from Josh Williams. I didn't make them up. I just stole them from Josh Williams and then added them into our one call close. Like, that's what the cool part of this business is you don't have to be the original one to think about anything. You could see someone having success doing something, you could rip it and copy it, and it's a copycat business, and then make it your own. And that's what we've done. Is we've seen what Josh was doing. They were crushing it on telesales, so we seen those power questions, we adapted those power questions, and then we made it our own with other ways of the script. So I just think, Jesse, like, everyone always wants to hear these magic words, but I promise you, it's just activity. I have no magic words. I have an idea of how to control the conversation to lead them to where they want to go. And that's the skill set that you all need to learn, but you're never going to learn that without high activity. You're going to hear 4 to 5 different objections in maybe 3 to 4 different ways, but as long as you're confident in overcoming it, you steamroll right through them. Like, I don't dial on internet leads, guys, but I just did an internet script for you guys just based off of how I wanted to control the conversation and lead to Jesse where I was going. And I was trying to do a one call close, as if you guys didn't notice. That's why I was saying we did everything virtually. Do you have a pen or pencil to write some things down for? Because I know some of you guys probably have interest in that. You don't need any more in-home booking appointment scripts or practices. You've heard 27 of them. Like, I promise you, it's just structure. That's it. And the confidence in knowing that you're only going to hear 3 to 4 of the same objections, you're not going to be fazed by them anymore. So when you're new, tangible things, Jesse, tangible things for these agents to do. 1, use a dial tracker tomorrow and all week, the rest of the week. Give yourself daily dial goals. If you're not Running in person, you're dialing every day. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you're not doing it in person, this business is going to be harder. I promise you that. It is harder over the phone. It's not any easier. It's actually harder because you can go door knock on someone who hung up on you and go sit down with them. You can't door knock a phone call and hope that they answer the phone. Like, it's much harder to do it over the phone than in person. So dial tracker, you have to use a dial tracker. If you don't have one, you can go to fflamerica.com. There's downloads, there's a dial tracker. You guys can use whatever you want. I'm just giving you the resource that we utilize for our agents. And then give yourself a daily dial goal, because this is the thing. If you have a controllable goal based off your activity, you can hit that goal every single day. But if you say, I want to make one sale a day, or I want to talk to 10 people a day, those are uncontrollable goals. But what a goal that you can do is control the amount of dials you do. And there's something powerful in saying, I'm going to do this, and I do it. So if we say, I'm going to make $500 tomorrow, and I don't care the results, all of a sudden you make $500, you make 0 sales, you're happy because you said, I'm going to make $500 tomorrow. So morally, that is a huge victory, not only for your mind, but for your business, because you said, I'm going to do this, and you went out and did it. And so then you step in on Tuesday and you give yourself a new dial goal. It doesn't have to be the same amount. It can be a different amount of dials. And then you hit that dial goal, and all of a sudden you have 3 presentations and 1 sale, because it's not about the sale or the presentations. It's about your activity goal. So if we start getting driven by controllable goals versus these goals that are uncontrollable, all of a sudden we can build up our self-confidence a lot more, because all self-confidence is your belief in your ability to do something. Like, self-esteem is how you look at yourself. Self-confidence is the ability in doing whatever you may be doing. Maybe it's just going out and dressing up. Like, self-confidence in how you look. Confidence could be, your ability to say the phone script and present. Like, if we start getting back to controllable goals, all of a sudden your belief in yourself is going to go up because you did what you said you're going to do. And then what I would do, tangible things to do, is if you have a dial tracker, start writing down the objections that you're getting. Like, if you're going, and so we can look back by lunch tomorrow and say, okay, I gotten this objection 4 times. I've gotten this objection 2 times. I've gotten this objection 1 time. And there'll be some one-offs here and there. But if you start being intentional with trying to grow and trying to get better, all of a sudden you can call Jesse up at lunch tomorrow and say, hey man, I've gotten this objection 7 times. Now we know we need to work on overcoming that objection before it ever comes. So writing down your objections and then asking how you can overcome them, not at the end of the day, in the middle of the day. Because if you wait till the end of the day, now the day is gone, it's shot. We can't make any adjustments or tweaks to what you're saying over the phone. So be intentional by writing down your objections, and then looking back at the end of the day like, damn, I got this objection 11 times. Now you know I need to go watch a damn YouTube video or hit up Jesse about this objection because I keep getting this one. I keep getting stumped on this one. And I promise you guys, if you're intentional with your activity, you'll be intentional with your growth. And you also have to be real with yourself. Like, look, we're independent brokers, we're entrepreneurs. Like, if you're not going to put in $500, why the hell would you make your goal $500? You got to take your kids somewhere, you got to go run, do this. Like, make it $200 that day. Like, adjust your goals to what's realistic to your activity. Because if you say, I'm going to make $500 and you only make $150, what happens? You're going to beat yourself up. You're going to be upset with yourself. And now you didn't take a step forward. You actually went back. So if you know that you're not going to be being able to put in the hours and activity that you normally do on your typical days, lower down your goal to hit your goals. Like, there's so much power in saying, I'm going to do something, and you do it. There's so much power in that. And if we can just start controlling those small things, we'll start to become more confident in what we're doing, and we'll start to intentionally grow.
Mic drop. Literally, guys, mic drop. I'm good. I really don't know what to talk about. Like, this is absolute fire, dude. Like, normally I have a lot to talk about, like, to bounce back and coordinate, but like, I could literally like Gage just answered all my questions 120%. I hope you guys got a lot of information. And one of the things I really like about that last part is the attainable goal and being accountable to yourself, having extreme ownership over your successes and your failures. But when you reach your bar, raise your bar.
And I just want to, I'll end on this, Jesse. Like, how many of you guys put goals for yourself at the beginning of 2022 and you don't even remember them?
Yeah.
There's probably more than half of you on here said, I want to do this, but you don't even remember you said that you wanted to do this. So instead of making yearly goals, instead of making quarterly goals, instead of making monthly goals, make daily goals. Make daily goals. Now you can have month goals that align with your daily goals. I think that's smart. But like quit doing these 3 month and 6 month, because you don't even remember them 2 months into it. You forget it. So if we're intentional with our goal setting, if we're intentional with our activity, we can all become better producers. We can all become better leaders. We can all become better individuals. And there's power, there's self-empowerment in saying, I'm going to do something, and then you go do it. So start making daily goals, weekly goals, month goals, but don't go further than a month. Like we're 10 days into this. Make weekly goals and maybe the rest of the month goals, but don't make May goals. Like let's do now. Let's act on now instead of like putting these lofty goals, but like, hey, I want to hit this, because I promise you guys, I don't even remember my freaking goals I wanted for 2022, and we're in April. Like we're in Q2, and I already done forgot about those because we get caught up in life. This is a fast-paced business. We're on the go, 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 go. So if we just are intentional with our daily, weekly, and monthly goals, they're a lot more attainable, and then all of a sudden, there's more self-empowerment going on. Yeah, so I just want to touch on that, man, because so many people give these lofty goals, then they don't even remember them 2 months in or 3 months into doing them.
And not waiting till another time, next week. You know, a lot of the times it's like, I'm going to wait till I get here till I feel this. Dave Anderson was talking about this the other day. Like, I'm waiting to feel this till I start. I'm waiting to do this till next week. I'm waiting to do this. Like, dude, if you're thinking that today, that you want to do tomorrow, start today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till next week. Don't wait till next month, unless there's something physically stopping you from that goal. But Gage, I can't thank you enough for your time, bro. I feel like you and I could sit here and talk for 16 days straight about goals, mindset, and like you can see it in my eyes right now. Like I literally felt like I'm jacked up. I'm ready to go run through some walls with you, dude. Like I'm excited to see that. Cassia did ask, what's the percentage in-home to phone sales? Is that are you referring to Gage himself or the agency, Cassia?
So for myself, go ahead, Cassia.
Oh yeah. I was just kind of asking, like, is it intentional, like how often you do in-homes or phone sales, or do you kind of just leave it up to what the customer is most comfortable with? How's that going for you?
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, guys, I think the best approach to this business is the hybrid approach. I don't think like saying, oh, I want to go in-home or, oh, I want to do telesales. Like, I think like it's meeting the client at where they're at. Personally, for myself, I quit going in homes probably. Last home I've been in is November. But if I'm being completely transparent with you guys, this year, I haven't wrote a lot of business. I mean, our agency is moving in the right direction. We're growing like crazy. So my time is spent intentionally trying to grow the agents. But as far as the agency goes, I'd say about 65%. I need to look at the numbers from last month, but about 65% of our team is over the phone or over Zoom via in person. But I promise you guys, there's no better way to learn how to sell life insurance than in person. And I think if you've never done in person, dedicate a day or two to going in person and to get on. It's going to be very uncomfortable going into houses you don't know, neighborhoods you're unfamiliar with. But remember what I said, when you look at opportunities of uncomfort, you look at them as opportunities to grow. And I just think there's no better way to learn how to sell life insurance than in person. And it took me a good month, to be honest with you, before I was confident in doing everything over the phone and learning how to control the conversation. Just how there's controlling booking an appointment, just like there's control in the home. I had to learn how I could maintain control over the phone without losing control in the different parts of presentation and submitting an application. Like, it was challenging, but I knew that our agency was going in that direction, and I'm not the guy that's going to teach you how to do something that I don't do. So I looked it in the eyes, like, I have to do this if I want to keep taking steps forward with this group. I knew an agency was going in that direction, and they're moving and they're grooving and they're having success. But I hope that answers your question as far as now I'm doing 100% over the phone, but for 2 years straight, I did it in person.
That's awesome. Nice.
Awesome, Gage. Dude, thank you so much for your time, guys. If you do want to get back to this information, we are uploading it to FFL Primetime's YouTube. So please subscribe. Make sure you tune in, because this is definitely one you want to review and get some really good notes out of. But thank you, everyone, for showing up. Thank you, Gage, for your time. I'll see you soon. Take care, man. God bless.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great day, and plan your week now. Today's the day to get ahead. Peace.
Later, bro.